A city council race in Fort Worth got heated. Video from a debate last night shows two candidates getting in each other's faces. That conflict involved incumbent councilmember Chris Nettles and Peyton Jackson, a candidate who is running to take his place in District 8. Fox 4's Dion England is live with details. Dion.
Hi there, Clarice. It was indeed a candidate forum, and now the fallout after that physical altercation involving police reports.
In fact, the incumbent found it.
A community forum out of control.
These debates, these forums, they get heated. But I never touched him initially. He touched me first.
City Council candidate Peyton Jackson is challenging District 8 incumbent Chris Nettles.
I think I acted appropriately by standing up.
A viewer shared the video with Fox 4. Jackson, during a response, places in front of Nettles what she says is a lawsuit she's filed against him. It goes south from there. You were there.
I was there.
Were you shocked?
I was definitely shocked.
Citizen Jessica Gomez recorded a different angle.
So I stand up and I did like this.
Both Nettles and Jackson say they have filed police reports in the matter. You can see when we spoke to Jackson, she is wearing a holstered firearm. Prior to the forum, she was asked to give up her firearm and was only wearing the holster.
If I'm in your personal space and you really feel endangered, back up. Back up. I would never put my hands on anybody. Not initially.
And as she approached me, I stand up and to protect myself, to make sure that she doesn't do anything while I'm sitting down. So I think it's good to have a good debate and a good conversation, but violence is not the answer.
It just made a spectacle of the race now.
Business owner Arthur McCoy is another Nettles challenger in the race. He participated in the same forum. However, his stand on the issues Thursday night overshadowed by this.
Let's pay attention to District 8 as a whole. Let's pay attention to District 8 about the homeless. Let's pay.
Shalom, giving all praises to my Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, by Shem Wakar Radash. Double honor to the apostles and the others. They were well. Peace and many salutations to your account. This toiling in this truth. Now you can see, once again, we have the so-called black woman being wicked, running up on grown men, trying to fight, even on a platform of, a political campaign. And these women, saying they're out of order and they're entitled, and they're impulsive, man. And these are the people that's ruling over you. That, and you have, a very effeminate man, which he is holding the councilman position, And again, these are the people that's ruling over our people. When you look at the government's, sector, that's, who's over these government jobs, a woman, a so-called black woman or Latino woman, that's out of order, or an effeminate man, in Sector 8, you better believe it's, in the hood. And this is why Jake is in the position that they're in, because of wicked leadership. This has always been a huge problem in the nation of Israel, man. And the Most High is going to address it by, eventually deteriorating this place. And also with that, these various jobs, Most High is going to, deteriorate these jobs to where these people who believe in the government, things of that nature, they're going to be let down, man. You see what I'm saying? And this is going to cause judgment within our people, because our people depend heavily on, government assistance and things of that nature. I don't always see East Side here, but, we're talking about our people, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. And a lot of that has to do with incompetent leaders, okay? Incompetent leaders, starting with the so-called black woman on down, man. That was a fucking disgrace, okay? Very, very wicked, all right? But that's just a testament to how out of order, Babylon the Great is, okay? Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man, and ultimately the reason why we see such disorder in the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American community, so-called community, right, is because we broke the law. Forefathers broke the law, statute, commandments, and that we're paying for, the iniquity of our forefathers. In the third and fourth generation, if you don't understand reincarnation, you don't understand these scriptures. So there's been a deterioration of, of Jake, and also it's it's structure really for centuries, man, because of us going off, because of us not abiding by the will of the Heavenly Father. Feminism is low-key a curse unto us, man. Having a boisterous woman, jumping in your face, you know, prideful, arrogant, not a good leader, you know, at all. A lot of these people, they get into these roles, for their own benefits, so they could, you know, uh, benefit off of the perks of being, a councilman, or someone who's in the government. You know what I'm saying? That uh, they're not geared towards being a servant towards the people. And so, the people are cheated, man. Right? Women are already selfish, and you give them that power, they're going to be even more so. You got this chick running up on a grown man with a gun holster on, at a council, trying to fight, right? And this is a norm in, our so-called community, right? Or in our people. Those are in our community. But I'm talking about the wicked of our people, the 2/3 of our people, of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, the true Israelites, right? And this is a new phenomenon, man, right? Relatively new phenomenon, right? And it's something that the Most High has got to address, all right? Isaiah 3:12, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them, right? So the incompetent rule over us, right? A woman's place is in the house, not ruling over a man, not, you know, you know, uh, running a damn political campaign, and jumping in a grown man's face, being all out of order and extra, right? Who the hell can you lead with that type of mindset? You know? And the guy, he feminine as all get at. He feminine as all get out, man. And these are the rulers of the people. Okay? This is why Jake is such in disarray. And the last guy, who had some sense to him, You know, they gave him a 12-second, if that 5-second, chance to speak on the news, right? Well, a World Cup due to Will Brother. That's a person who they should, be publicizing more. But of course, Esau Edom wants a feminine man or a boisterous, loud, black ass bitch to be over your uh your neighborhoods, Jake. And this is why your neighborhood is in such disarray because of the incompetence of your leaders. Okay, right? Which shows that there's a different problem. There's a bigger problem because the people that set these people up, right? They're unrighteous, alluding to who? Esau, Edom, the so-called white race. These are the people who are setting up these women to be out of order, these gay ass men to be out of order. Excuse me, these moles to be out of order, right? To be, or I should say, to be over you, to being in council positions and government, positions. It's ridiculous. Okay. Isaiah 3:12, as for my people, children are their oppressor, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of the path. Yahweh standing up to plead and standing to judge the people. That's right. So these people, who are in position of authority now, they're leading our people down a slippery slope. The continuation of black culture, continuation of decadence, continuation of reverse roles, which is off. It's totally off. This is what these so-called leaders are, perpetuating. And in doing so, what do you see? Well, you see dilapidated areas in which Jake, lives in, right? And that's because of the leaders. The leaders are incompetent, right? Now this is Sirach 10, and I started one. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. And with the section 8 of let me see, a forward. I know that's I already know. You could tell it's in the hood. Section 8 of forward. Right? Right? You already know what time it is. Let's see if I can find an image. District of Fort Worth. You already know what time it is. You already know it's gonna be in the hood. Let me see if I can pull up district. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is Jake Gear. You already know. This is where Jake is at, man. In Kendall, I'm saying in Crowley, this area, off of 20. Let's see. 820. You know what I'm saying? Everman. This is where Jake is at. Stop six, you know what I'm saying? Echo Heights, all that area. You know what I'm saying? It's in a dilapidated area, right? And it's going to be even more dilapidated and shit on fire real soon because the Most High is going to send judgment on this place, man. But even before that, you see that these people who are, ruling over, I should say, for lack of a better term, ruling over you, man, they're incompetent. And you're in this particular, neighborhood, man. right? Which is where Jake is at. So unwise king is gonna lead to what? Unwise, you know what I'm saying? Subjects, right? So this is Sirach 10:1. A wise king will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what kind of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Now, you got two people debating on whether or not to be that they're a good candidate to be councilman, and these guys are fucking fighting, man. Right, getting to it with one another, man. And I'm starting to realize, bro, a lot of Jake reverse back to being like children and child, when it comes to like difficult situations, man. The average person, right? The average Jake, man, they haven't matured, at least emotionally. I would say for females, you know what I'm saying? You know, after the age of 12, man, a lot of dudes are the same way, right? Whether it be from trauma, whether it be from, you know what I'm saying, a culture that emphasizes, the mindset of a child, hip hop culture, right? Our people are plagued with people who, have mental disorders, bro. And these motherfuckers are ruling over you. Excuse my language, but a female like that, you better believe that she's a nutcase, bro. She's a nutcase. She done did it all and undone it all. You know what I'm saying? More than likely on the other side of the spectrum, if you get my drift. And the dude, he's all feminine as all get out, man. You know? So these are the people who's ruling over you, right? Who's dictating what resources go where. And you better believe that they, you know what I'm saying, are pocketing a lot of the resources. If not pocketing actual money, shit, they're utilizing the perks to their advantage, and they don't have the people in mind, man. And that's why your particular neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, where you at in the hood, you know what I'm saying, is in disarray because the people who are ruling it, right? As an unwise king destroyeth his people, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Right? And this is what we see. We see an unwise king, and it's a trickle down effect, man. Right? How this government is ran, you know, it's a reflection, of how Esau Edom is really the one that's incompetent. Is there no more wisdom in Timon? Because everything goes back to Esau Edom, the so-called white man. That's what the Apostle Paul has been really preaching. And he's right. Everything does go back to them, bro. Right? They're a problem. They're a problem. Okay? And because they're in rulership, the whole world is in disarray. Right? And Jake and their, incompetence is a reflection of that. Right? So the Most High, he got to set things in order. Okay, that's why we out there on the highways and byways requiring that to the Most High to set things in order, man. Verse 4, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And this is what we're crying out. We're crying out to the Most High to send his son back, Yahushua, right? So they like to be risen up and glorified, right? And they'll come in and rule All right, this whole world, man, the world's gonna be put in order under Yahushua. Okay, but now, in the meantime, between time, we have to suffer this incompetence. Prayers edifying. Shalom.